Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. I am sitting in a 2024 BMW X7 Xdrive40i. If I ever become a dad, this is my dad mobile. 1000%. This is baller. This is cool. And the quilted leather. Nice touch. BMW, you've outdone yourself. I bet you guys have never seen this. So when I hit max, what's going to happen is that front row seats go up. Second row seats move up a little bit. Third row gets right into its position all the way down. Now the second row moves back, and now you see second row folding. And you don't have to calculate or do anything. It does it all for you. So now you have the max cargo space that's available. The motto for the X7 is make every day legendary, and BMW says that the X7 does just that. And I think after watching this, you guys will also believe that this is your 3-row mommy daddy mobile. But anyways, let's talk specs on the X7 Xdrive40. Starting price is right around $83,500 US. I know it sounds like a lot, but what I'm about to show you, you're going to be like, wow, I get all that in one SUV. This is the ultimate family mobile, and I'm telling you that. Under the hood is BMW's 3-liter inline-6. It makes 375 horsepower and about 398 pound-feet of torque. This also has BMW's 48-volt mild hybrid system. And the cool thing is the way that BMW does it is that system sits between the engine and the transmission. And I really, really like that because it's strategic to put that there, trust me. Transmission is going to be an 8-speed automatic, and this is Xdrive, which is BMW's fancy name for their all-wheel drive system. Gas mileage is about 20 city, 24 highway, and that comes with a 22-gallon tank. I'm going to walk through the packages later on in the video, but just to give you guys a quick run through, this one has a few additional options. Once we hop on the outside, you'll notice this has the M Sport package. It also has the M Sport Professional package, which just gives you that nice kidney illuminated grille. It has the Climate Comfort package, so that's 5-zone climate control. It also has the M Sport Package Pro, and then the Driving Assistance Pro package. So it has a lot of options, and I'm going to go through the cost and a little bit more breakdown as to what each package entails a little bit later in the video. And as I walk around, I'll be like, oh, this is because of this package and whatnot. It'll kind of give you guys more of a visual approach to what these packages entail. And let me know if you see anything that you love, hate, would never get, because a lot of this is build it the way that you like. So have fun when you're customizing your X7. And if you are on the market for one of these, be sure to stop in at BMW of Dayton over here in Dayton, Ohio, and ask for Jared or James. Let them know that you love BMWs and you love LJ, and we'll be sure to make some time to walk you around one of these and hold your hand as you buy your family mobile. Forget the Cadillac, forget about the Suburban. This is one of my new favorite. No. This is my new favorite 3-row SUV. And I know people are going to be like, it has so much electronics. It's so complicated. So many buttons. Don't worry. That's what I'm here for. So let's hop outside. I bet you guys have never seen a 3rd row with its own sunroof. All right. So here we are on the outside of the X7. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. This is a big 3-row SUV. So if you're not aware of that, well, now you know. Really cool headlights. I like it. It's kind of got that squinty look to it. But with the M Sport package, you get a lot of those black accents and the shadow line type style features, which you've seen on a couple other videos I've done, but I really like that. So along the windows trim is going to be all black instead of the brushed aluminum or even a chrome. And of course, these are BMW's LED headlights, and they really do put some light out. So really fantastic the way that BMW has gone about styling the X7. It might not be for everyone, but it's definitely a looker for me. Wheels are going to be 21s, and there are a couple different options for wheels. And because this does have the M Sport package, you're going to also have those calipers. And you can believe you can get this one with blue and red. But either way, these are some pretty beefy wheels to stop this beefy SUV. It does have the passive entry, so as I walked away, the mirrors will fold, the doors will lock, and as I get closer, it'll do the opposite. And even a step further, with the comfort access, all you do is put your hand in here to unlock, and then you tap right here to lock, and just like that, you're in and out with ease. And this is what everything looks like on the back end. You do have a dual exhaust because this is BMW's inline-6. This thing sounds great, so why not have dual exhaust tips? I really like what they've done with these taillights as well, smoked out, and just the right amount of tint to them to give them some class, some luxury, and a lot of sport. So we'll go ahead and open this. This is a powered tailgate. And borrowing something from the X5, BMW kept with this clamshell look. And if you're wondering if you could, what happens if you try to close it, let's say you forget to close the bottom one first instead of the top one, or something along those lines, well, watch this. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit lock from the top one, and guess what? It knows what to do. It locks that bottom real fast and then closes the top. So you don't have to worry about accidentally ever trying to do that. And if you're wondering what this button does right here, when you push that, this guy right there, it's actually going to lower your loading floor. So it's going to lower the air suspension to the lowest setting, just like that. And as you can see, it's all the way aired down, and that allows you to properly load things without having to exert too much effort. So BMW is like, hey, we want our guys and gals to be comfortable. We want everyone to be able to feel at home and feel, you know, like every day is an adventure in the X7. You get this little privacy cover right here, and if you're wondering like, hey LJ, this is not enough privacy cover for these back rows, well, I'll show you why. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these back up. They are power operated, of course, so all these controls are right there. And while these are coming up, you'll be wondering what this max button is, and I'll show you guys what that does in just a second. But here, all the seats are coming back up. Something else that I love that BMW includes is, with a lot of the power folding seats, if they hit anything along the way or whatever, they'll stop. So you have to make sure every seat is in the right position before the seats kind of move and adjust and do what they do. But BMW is like, well, that's pretty annoying. So every seat is controlled from back here. So front seats, second row, third row, all adjustable. And so whenever you push anything, like let's say right now I'm going to hit max in just a second. But before that, let me show you guys what the cargo space is looking like with the third row up. It might not seem like too much, but it's a good bit. So I'm going to go ahead and hit max. So when I hit max, what's going to happen is that front row seats go up, second row seats move up a little bit, third row gets right into its position all the way down. Now the second row moves back, and now you see second row folding. And you don't have to calculate or do anything. It does it all for you. So now you have the max cargo space that's available. And now you can see all the space that you get in the X7. Pretty nice. All right, so let's go ahead and put these back up. And again, you see that first row moved, second row is moving a little bit right there. So it does all the adjustments for you. So second row is back up. And once it's done, it moves this first row right back into the position that it was in. So now we're gonna put the second row forward, third row up, and I'm not doing anything. This is all hands-free. Bam, just like that. And you do get an additional cargo cover in case you have the third row down and you need to actually extend this all the way and kind of use that for privacy. So, you know, of course that's included. But yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and close this up now, hit the clamshell, boom, boom. So this is the second row. I've got plenty of space. I'm gonna jump in just a second. We're gonna start with the third row though first. As earlier, I showed you guys, it's got these power sunshades. You put those up, and then this one's for the rear. Open that sunroof up. So for the second row, of course, these are going to be power operated. You can tilt this back, recline this as much as you need, adjust these to your heart's desire. You're going to have a little compartment right here, cup holders, push that there, and a little storage access right there. Let's fold that up. And now let's talk about getting into the second row. So you push this button, and it slides. Like I said, you saw that, right? It pushes the first row up, make sure that you have no problems. And just like that, you got your room to get in and out. Just enough room to get in and out, honestly. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop in, and then I'll put the seat down and show you guys the room I'm working with. Before I even talk about my leg room, look at this. This is where your controls would be. And you'll be wondering why they're way up here. Well, it's because BMW knows if your kids have access to that, they're gonna mess with it. So they put it up there to create a little bit of obstacle course challenge there for the grubby little fingers that will be messing with that. I just want to take another moment to point out this Alcantara headliner. All around, this just looks so good. This looks amazing. Back seats are going to be really nice as well. The same leather is found throughout the rest of the car. You get a little armrest back here, which you don't really see too often in a lot of the cars. You got a little cup holder right there. And then you're wondering if you have charge ports. You do. You got a little Type-C connector right there and a little car seat latch, I'm assuming. You parents let me know if I'm correct on that. This is what my legroom looks like. I'm 5'9". I am snug. And this is what up front looks like. So probably about the same thing. 5'9", 5'9", and this is the room I get. I'll show you guys the headroom here in a second. Pretty good headroom. And of course they got this cutout for the sunroof. And trust me, this actually makes it a lot less claustrophobic feeling back here. This is nice. And your vents are right here. So you got air blowing on you. The whole experience back here is very luxury. It's nice. And I'm sure you could even use this as a little shelf if needed. But I really like what BMW has done with the X7. I'm having a good time reviewing this. I'm having a good time being around it. And if you can't tell, this is a really sweet SUV. And I hope that these continue to prove tried and true and tough. They've got a great engine. They've got lots of electronics. And I hope that the electronics hold up very well. Unfortunately, the room to get in and out of this is perfect for small adults. Not so much for a normal size adult. So I've got this going back into its position. It does all of that again. It's going to put the seat back where it needs to be. It does everything for you. So now let's hop in the second row. So like I said earlier, 5'9", and the seat's set for me. So you can see 2 normal size adults would have no problem in the back seat. BMW also gives you a little attachment set up here so you can have a charge port and have a little arm that comes out to hold your phone, your iPad, whatever it may be. Close that right up. Storage place for your maps right down here. And this is down here where you would control your other climate zone. So again, second row has passenger and driver side zones. 5 total zones. I'm going to say that a lot because it's nuts. Charge ports down at the bottom, little storage area, and other than that, pretty self-explanatory. Nothing else to really dive into in the second row. I did forget to mention the second row has heated seats, which is all part of a lot of these packages, which I'm going to dive into at the end of this video. And if you saw these buttons right here earlier, you're wondering what these are for. If you flick this, well, pull forward actually, give it a second, it's going to go ahead and fold your third row. So you can do that all from here. Headrest goes down. It's going to do its math. And just like that, third row is folded all the way down. And then look, it's even smart enough to know that both seats are down. Now you get max legroom in the second row. And now with the second row in its max position, now you can see plenty of headroom. And this is what I'm looking at for legroom now with this extended all the way back. If I sat upright, you can see I got plenty of room now. Easily able to fit someone 6 foot tall with no troubles. But yeah, sneak peek to the front, and we'll talk about all the bells and whistles up there next. And now that we're on the inside, I just want to show you guys a couple key things that I want to point out. M Sport steering wheel, so it's a little bit more bolstering. Very nice, very easy to use. And this menu is all digital, and you're able to customize this as you please. You're going to have your miles per hour, your RPM gauge. And as you scroll through this, you can have even augmented reality, so you can kind of see your maps pop up. There's all different things that will happen using this augmented reality. Speed signs and everything pop up, so I really do like this system. So look, hey look guys, there's Nick doing BMW genius things. So if you have any questions at all, be sure to stop in and ask for Nick. But this is really easy to use. As you hit this, it'll highlight each one of these, and then you scroll over to the right, and it'll say heads up display, which unfortunately it's so hard to capture heads up displays while I'm filming, but trust me, it's there, it's real, it's nice. And the cool part about this all is if you don't like this screen, you can customize it as much as you like or set it to as basic as you like. So if you really wanted to, you could take out that middle screen and just have this. Like, that's the display right there, miles per hour. I love that. But anyways, let's go to this left. You'll notice that you got your climate vents right there. Under that, it's going to be your lighting controls. Then on this left-hand side, you're going to notice that you have a couple different memory seat positions. His, hers, whatever it may be. And this also gives you the option to adjust the rear seats from back here. So that's a really fancy thing that I love. So one is going to be for your left seat adjustment. And if you do push those buttons and let's say you don't know what's happening, you can go over to this screen. And then now it allows you to remote control the whole row of seats, the left seat. Oh, that was too fast. Really nice system that BMW has there for controlling the seats. And even further, if you were to click on left 2, now you're able to control this seat all from, you know, this side. And then while we're looking over here, more features, this has memory seats for the passenger. So there's 2 memory seat positions, which actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Because let's say you switch driving positions with your partner, your spouse, now you guys can have your seats programmed so you can be 1 and 2 and whatever, and makes it really easy. Makes it a whole family affair, if you know what I mean. This is where your trunk release would be. You do have power folding side mirrors, and then if you look at your mirror right there, there's a little triangle at the side right there. That's going to be for your blind spot monitoring, part of that driving assistance package. Then over here, you're going to have a little shade. You push that, and if you look in this back, you'll see all your little shades going up and down. So pretty nice, right? And take a look at how much cargo space you get in the X7. This is the largest SUV that you can get from BMW. Over here, you're going to notice that you have your Harman Kardon sound system, which is banging. It's not Bang & Olufsen, but it is Harman Kardon, and it is banging. Back to the steering wheel again, and let's slide over to this screen. A couple things to mention in here. Let's go back to this main display. And in here, you're going to have a lot of different apps. You have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You're going to have some of my favorite things like BMW's automated habits. You're going to have live vehicle. If you click that, you're able to kind of like see how your car is doing. You can go to content on it. You can click on vehicle status. And this is where you would find your ambient lighting and all that. You guys can kind of see it a little bit right there along the X7. Let's go into seat comfort. This is where you can program your seats. It even has seat operating tips to make sure that you're in the ideal driving position for you. Seat climate control, heated and ventilated. You can see those both right there. And then this is where you control your heated steering wheel. You'll notice that down here, there aren't a lot of buttons. Actually, there aren't many at all. BMW's moved a lot of that to here. But if you're wondering, there are little shortcuts. So if you need to, it's really not too bad to access those shortcuts. But let's say you want to do ventilated seats, shortcut right there, just click on the seats. Same for the passenger. You can always adjust the temperature right there. Those shortcuts are always going to be handy. And if you press this little fan, this brings you into all of your HVAC controls. So this whole menu is at your fingertips. Now, let's say you want to adjust things for your toddlers back there or whatever. You hit this individual settings, and now it'll bring you to this menu. And sorry about the glare. This one has the plastic on it like that. You know, I'd love to just peel this off, but we're not going to do that. So let's say you want to go to the second row. So you hit second row seats, and you can adjust the driver's side, the passenger side. You can even lock the rear climate controls. And it gives you the option to customize everything right from this front row. And as a parent, I'd imagine that's very important. Third row of seats, same thing. You can lock the climate controls. You can set the temperature, set the fan speed. It allows you to be a true chauffeur. So again, to break down the climate zones, you got 2 up front, 2 in the middle, and then 1 for the rear. So that's 5-zone climate control. Golly, who needs all that? But trust me, that's something that BMW is like, hey, we've talked to those parents and they told us what they wanted. So we gave it to them. And did they? Yeah, they did. And that's really all the big things that I wanted to touch on in here. Put this in reverse and show you guys your camera so you can see that you've got a couple different views. Let's hit the parking views. You got panorama view, hit more, you got 3-dimensional view so you can see the X7 in all of its glory, just like that. This does have gesture controls, which I'm the worst at, but you can do kind of the little gestures to scroll around the camera. Let's go back to the different views that we have. Car wash view, so you can see this top down right there. And then other than that, there's really not much else to dive into. I'll throw this back in park. But it has a lot of cameras and a lot of features. And with the parking assistant, it'll get you out of a space. It'll find a spot for you. It does all those good things. And it's really a fancy package that if you really like to have some assistance when you're driving and parking, BMW has you covered. No worries at all. Infotainment. Vehicle. So back to this. Let's talk about some of the driving settings. So I'm going to hit that. Lane departure warning. You can adjust that from there. This one does have a couple other things. You got forward collision avoidance. You got lane departure warning with steering intervention. You have active blind spot detection, steering intervention as well on that. Side collision warnings on traffic signs reading. You got exit warning as well. So if you have any rear passengers and they're trying to open the door, it'll let you know if like a car is approaching to be careful. It's got emergency stop, fatigue alerts, speed warnings, all of the bells and whistles really. Then you go into driving, you'll see that it has a bunch of different things. So this assisted driving is essentially self-driving. I don't know if I'm legally allowed to call it self-driving, but it's BMW's system, and it's pretty damn close to fully automated self-driving. It has all the good things that you need. So if you click on assisted driving, you can see that it has the lane change assistant, and you can even check this box for the assisted driving plus features. So it'll do all of the driving for you essentially. And that's everything that I wanted to touch on in that menu. Coming down here, you're going to notice that you have your defroster that are easy buttons. So those are right there. You've got your track skipping and then your power button for your media. Then down here a little bit further, you've got the BMW digital key. I love that. It's very fancy. Then you do have a wireless charging pad down here. And before I forget, someone asked to make sure that I put a phone for scale in these wireless chargers. But this case and everything, it fits just fine in that wireless charger. Then moving further, you've got 2 cup holders right there. These aren't heated or cooled or anything, but trust me, if you wanted that, hint, hint. Then right here, these are your traditional iDrive controls. So you can control everything right from here without ever needing to touch that screen at all. I really like this. It has lots of bells and whistles and allows you to really have that analog old school feel if you're used to this traditional iDrive controller that BMW has used for years. And then this does have air suspension. So I'm going to go ahead and lower this to the lowest setting, and then we'll hop out and take a look at what that looks like. I love air ride. I think air suspension is one of the best things ever, but I'm going to let that lower and then we'll hop outside and take a look. Glove box right there. Huge glove box actually. It's even well lit. Look at that. Love that. Another shot of the seats, armrests, which I believe is heated. And this is what the suspension looks like all the way down. Fully lowered on the rear. And this is with the suspension at its highest. Suspension at its highest up front. There was a time where young LJ didn't understand why certain cars cost certain dollars. And as I've done this more and more, I realize the quality, the fitment, the finish, the bells and whistles, and luxury and tech kind of became this now. And this does all of the things that it says it's going to do for you extraordinarily well. I mean, I'm impressed. It's been a while since a car has really impressed me. And this X7 is something. It's something, guys. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to drive this one today, and I'll have to come back to finish up my X7 review, but I just wanted to let you guys know that all the bells and whistles and features and everything that you guys saw today, I really do mean what I say when I say that this is probably one of my new favorite SUVs, and I'd imagine if it drives anything like the X5, just bigger and better, that I'm going to absolutely love it. So more to come on that, but thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.